So this is my project, northern end of the house, which is going to be the only garden bed in the property that I'm renovating that will have plants actually planted into the ground. Everything else I will be doing is all in pots. So I have been digging. It's actually taken me a couple of weeks to dig this garden bed out. There's some very big trees in there. There was a gum tree and a few other quite large trees. So it's taken me a few weeks because I just come out half an hour here and there every day. But we have very sandy soil and clay soil. So you can see it's quite an effort. And what I've been wanting to do is re-dig this out, and also I'll be making and designing a new edge as well. The whole idea there is to design an edge, keeping a beautiful rock, natural rock edge, and being able to run the lawnmower across without having to do whippersnipping. So I have brought some bags of quickset cement, and that will be another day's project, but I hope to actually have this finished really nice. But in the meantime, the plan is I will have, I'm thinking we'll have over here, I think what we might do over here is actually have a Paw Paw tree here and a Paw Paw tree here to the right of the water tank. I like things to be quite even, so around this section I'll have another type of tree, and around this section the same type in here. I haven't made up my mind yet if it'll be Burdekin plum or if it might be avocado trees. I don't want it overcrowded, and in between, at the moment the plan is in between the trees, I'm actually going to have a pineapple plant. So, and then of course once I finish the design of the water tank, I'm having some herbs and all watery sort of plants around the water tank. And that water tank will be all fresh rainwater, and that will just supply this garden bed. So let's go. I think it's taken me so long just to get to this, and I wanted to actually do the barrier first, but I think today what I actually might do is plant my first tree, because I'm getting a little bit anxious. We've had cyclones and storms come and go in between this, so it's not going as planned. So I think just to make me satisfied today, I might plant the first plant, which I think will be a Paw Paw, and we can go and have a look and see how the Paw Paw plants are going. They don't like a lot of water, and we've just had Cyclone Alfred come through, so hopefully they're not all too wet and too sad looking. So I think we're going to put it here. Now these are all going to be organic. They were organic when I propagated them, and they will be organic as I grow them. Let's see, somewhere, that's me pineapples. Somewhere here we have a Paw Paw. Oh, here's some. Got 2 Paw Paw plants here. Everything has got quite a bit overgrown, and that was not the plan. But sometimes you just got to work with what you got. We're renovating and building fences and doing several things at once at the moment. So my gardening has sort of been the last priority. That looks like it's got a nice stem and trunk there. They don't like water, so they haven't favoured Cyclone Alfred. We've got quite a bit of water, obviously, from the cyclone. Let's see what else I've got around before we choose. There's a Paw Paw guy in there growing. Paw Paw. Okay, this is all organic soil in this pot, and organic seeds I put around the place. So if I do find a Paw Paw plant, I know it is fully organic, because that's all I use. This is a Burdekin plum. It was a gorgeous tree, and I had to move it about 15 kilometres, and it did not like that, so it's trying to regrow itself now. There's also some tomato plants in there. So that's another choice of a Paw Paw. What else do we have? Let's see what we have over here. As I mentioned, we have lots of, oh, this is a beauty. Look at this one. I'm going to say, guys, that this Paw Paw plant only about 3 to 4 weeks ago was about 1 foot tall. Oh, look at that beautiful specimen. Now that would be in a tiny little pot, this one. Let me see if I can even get it out. I think we found the jackpot here. Oh, look at that. Look at the size of the pot. This has just taken off. This is going to be perfect for my new location. I wonder why it's growing like that. I think it's rooted itself through the pot and into the ground. Wow. It's expand off the leaves. It's about 4 weeks growth from 1 foot high. Let me see if I can get it out of the ground. This is how big the Paw Paw is I found. The Paw Paw tree. It's unbelievable, and I know it's only in a small pot, so I've got a feeling it's actually gone through the pot and it started to root itself into the ground. So in order not to damage the roots or to get as much as I can, I've brought myself a spade, and I might have to dig under the ground to get it out. But it's absolutely incredible. The size of the pot is literally a 5-inch pot. And the size of that trunk. I really hope I don't damage this getting it out. Let me show you this. Look at what's happened here. It's shot a root out that side and some roots out this side. So I'm going to take my time to dig this in order not to... Oh, look at that worm. Wow. You see it's beautiful soil here. I will take my time digging so I can get as many of those roots without breaking them as I can. So I've wanted to take my time here. I cannot afford to lose this beauty when I transplant it. So I'm taking my time to dig out the roots successfully, so there's no excuse in its health when it's transported into its new home. So this is still quite tight through here. I'll dig this out. That's amazing. This is what happens once the roots actually are free and hit the ground if you've got good soil. How quickly, as I said, it was only 4 weeks ago, this was just about a foot high. This is my corner where I throw things, propagate, see if they work. I'll come back and see how they're going. So I've managed to find some tools, and we're just going to have to cut the pot off this guy. I did not expect to find this in the garden. I really did not. I am so excited. I really hope the Paw Paw tree survives. It should. It should. It's free draining soil. We want to keep... They're pretty hardy. I've seen them grow in clay banks, etc. This is an organic Paw Paw tree, growing from a seed that came out of an organic Paw Paw I purchased from an organic authorised shop. So it's supposed to be organic. What I've got, I'm going to get rid of all this clay and soil that I don't want. So I've got quite a big hole I'm going to need to fill up to plant. So I don't have that much organic. I don't have that much organic bits that I've made myself as I've put in other garden beds. So I've gone ahead to Bunnings and brought some chicken manure. I've also brought some organic potting mix. I also went and got a bucket of the sand that the Paw Paw plant had grown into. It obviously liked the drainage of that sand, so I'm going to mix that all together along with my compost that has started breaking down, and I'll make a beautiful big organic mix of soil before we plant our Paw Paw. It's been out in the weather now for about half an hour, so I've got to get moving to get it into the ground. Ideally I should have cracked the hole and then went and found the Paw Paw plant, so I better get cracking. As you can see how clayey it is and thick, hence why I want to replace it with some better draining soil, because again, Paw Paws don't like a lot of wet. I just wanted to show you the nice sandy soil that I brought over from where it was growing out. It has many beautiful worms and some baby worms, so that will actually get a head start on my compost. The next layer will be my compost, which is my vegetable scraps I'll be throwing in there, and then the manure, and then make a mix. It's looking a wee bit sad, as it's taken me about an hour to get it into the ground. And like I said, I really should have done it and prepped the hole first. I just got so excited when I see such a beautiful, big, monstrous plant growing when I didn't expect it. So, as I said, Paw Paw don't like water too much, but you do need to water it into the ground. It helps also get any air pockets out from around the root system. So after this first watering, I actually won't water it for a few days. I'll let it just settle in. Hopefully in a few days' time it won't look so droopy and it will look just a little bit more happy. That should be enough. Bailey, come on. Come on. So ideally, I don't know if it's too close to the house, but I am actually going to keep it miniature. And I'm going to let it grow about in between the height of that little window there. So about a foot higher than the board on the side of the wall. And once it grows to that height, I'm going to cut the top off and cap it. And that actually stops it from growing any taller. So I can end up with quite a nice, short, almost bonsai tree. I'll come back in a few days' time and see how it's looking. So I'll be planning on putting another Paw Paw tree to make it level to this one over just next to the right of this tank. Day 2. Struggling quite a lot. I didn't realise how hot the sun was, and it looks like she's melting, poor girl. So I've had to make this emergency shade cloth cover to protect it from the morning sun. The Paw Paws ideally can be in the sun all day long, but after transplanting it's just a little bit too much. We are on the 12th of March, southeast Queensland, and it is very, very hot at the moment. So hopefully this will help her a little bit. So that's day 2 after the transplant. I'll give it a little bit more water now and check on her tomorrow. This is still day 2. I've decided to take off some of the branches so it doesn't drain the energy from the rest while it's trying to establish. So I've left a couple of branches on. Now here is some little guys which we'll monitor. So if they get bigger, we know we're okay. We'll check on them. Hopefully all the energy will go into this area.